welcome back to the channel. So this is TBR number 3 of 4. For the month of September. Yeah, I told you I'm doing all the readathons. I'm doing all the things this month. So I'm going to quickly go through my Scooby Doo Athon, readathon. Like, if any of my kindergartners knew that I was doing the Scooby Doo Athon, they would be so jealous of me. We referred to Scooby Doo all the time last year. I don't know if my second graders are really into, no, they're not. They're more into Stranger Things, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I feel like they tell me a lot, and they write reports on Stranger Things. They are happy to write about Stranger Things. It's like the one thing that my entire class can agree is like the best thing in the world. So, we have this many prompts. 2 pages. I'm going to say 20 prompts, probably. I have all my TBR right here, so let's get into it. Before I get started though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. It really does help my channel. Thank you. Okay, so first, getting to know us. Scooby Doo, where are you? Read or watch a mystery. I picked all books, although I do like to watch mysteries and stuff like that, so I don't know. I'm doing it as a readathon. So for read or watch mystery, I am picking The Girl from Widow Hills by Megan Miranda. Her mystery thrillers are more mystery and they're just a lot of fun. I don't know what this book is about. I just know it has Megan Miranda's name on it. So, decided to buy it. We started in 1969/1970. Read or watch something set or released in 1969 or 1970. For that, I am going to be reading Member of the Family by Diane Lake. This is a Charles Manson, like, biography, kind of. I mean, it's true crime, and it's about Charles Manson and the cult that followed him. Although, sometimes they say that it wasn't really a cult, but I kind of think it was a cult. I don't know. If you know anything about Charles Manson, then yeah, this is just more information on Charles Manson. This was one of the cult members. At the time, I think she was only 14. And it starts in 1967 and ends in 1970, I believe, for this, like, true crime book. Yeah. Then the mysteries. What a Night for a Night. A book set in England. The New Neighbors by Simon Lellick. This follows Sid and Jack, who just moved to their dream house in London, and then creepy things start happening in their neighborhood, and Sid sees stuff that is very dangerous, and Jack hears stuff that could potentially be fatal, but they don't communicate with each other, so they don't know what's really going on in their neighborhood. A clue for Scooby Doo. Something set at sea. Honestly, if I'm not going to get to one, this is probably one of the ones that I won't get to. But I am making these TBRs to try to read all the books, so hopefully I'll get to it. This is The Rattled Bones by S.M. Parker. I don't really know what this one is. I think it's a young adult fantasy. There's ghosts, and I think it's like a pirate's life for me, so it's set at sea. And then there's like this lonely island that she ends up, Riley, is her name Riley? I don't know. Whatever her name is, ends up going to that island because the ghost is like whispering sweet nothings in her ear. And I don't know what happens after that. Then Hassle in the Castle, a book set at sea. And for this one, I'm going to be reading Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. This was a Book of the Month choice this month. I haven't read it yet, but it kind of gives me Agatha Christie and Then There Were None vibes. It follows this family reunion, or this Nana's birthday. I think it's this Nana's birthday. And at the stroke of midnight, Grandma has died, and then one by one each hour someone else dies. Then Mind Your Own Business is a book featuring ghosts. For this one, I'm picking The House Next Door by Darcy Coates. It's a haunted house book, so I'm gonna say it gives me ghostly vibes. I don't know for sure if there's ghosts, but like usually in a haunted house there's at least ghostly vibes, if not ghosts. Then Decoy Fur Dog Napper featuring a dog. I would honestly rather them kidnap Scooby Doo over this dog, but this dog is Bailey. Actually, I don't think this one's Bailey. I think this one's Bella, but I don't remember. I haven't read this one yet. I read A Dog's Purpose, and this is the second in A Dog's Purpose series. So in A Dog's Purpose, you follow Bailey, and Bailey keeps dying and getting reincarnated as a dog, and it's about all the different lives dogs live and all the different people and all of Bailey's purposes. And this is the second one. It's probably going to break my heart. And then, What the Hex is Going On? Featuring an older character. So, I don't really know much about my main characters. I think, like, I was thinking younger than... I honestly don't know what I was thinking. But I picked The Maid by Nita Prose. I think that the main character is in her late 30s, which, like, is not old, but I don't know how old any of my characters are. The only one that I knew had an older main character was My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman, and I just read that a couple months ago, so I don't have any books that I know for a fact follow like older or younger people. I don't know their ages, so I'm going with, like, I think she's late 30s, early 40s, which I just took it to mean like older than me. I'm not quite 30, so we'll say it counts. Okay, and then second page of prompts. Never ape on ape. Man, read a horror. So for a horror book, I am picking The Hole by Guy Burt. This follows 6 teenagers in England, who go inside this hole that's underground, and their buddy, like, locks it so they can't get out, and they're only supposed to be there for 24 hours, and then one by one they start dying. The next one is Foul Play in Funland featuring robots. I don't have one for that. Even if I stretched this prompt, I could not find a way to stretch it in such a way that I could pick a book. I don't, no robots. the next one is The Backstage Rage, a book featuring music. For that, I'm going to read On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I haven't read this one, but it's about an up-and-coming rapper, and her books are usually pretty hard-hitting. I don't know what this one is. Let's see. 16-year-old Bree wants to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, or at least win her first battle. As the daughter of an underground hip-hop legend who died right before he hit big, Bree's got massive shoes to fill. But it's hard to get your come up when you're labeled a hoodlum at school and your fridge at home is empty after your mom loses her job. Bree pours her anger and frustration into her first song, which goes viral for all the wrong reasons. So Angie Thomas writes very hard-hitting, very relatable books. I read The Hate You Give, and that one was so beyond sad that I could believe that something like that would happen in our world. An injustice like that could actually happen, and like it didn't seem made up to me. So I've been scared to read another Angie Thomas book. Alright. Bedlam in the Big Top, set in a circus. Again, I don't have anything set in a circus. I already read the Stephanie Garber book. And I don't really want to continue on in the series. Like, it was good. I gave it 5 stars, but I don't want to continue the series. So, instead of reading a book set in a circus, reading a book set in a circus, I'm going to be reading a book set in an amusement park. You know, I stretched it a little. Good Girls Die First by Catherine Foxfield. This is a young adult thriller in which 10 teenagers go to this abandoned amusement park, and they get invited, but then these creepy things start happening, and only one of them makes it out alive. Then a gaggle of galloping ghosts features a werewolf, vampire, or Frankenstein. For that, I'm going to be reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is, everyone knows what Frankenstein is, so we're done. Then Scooby Doo and a Mummy 2, set in the past. What We Saw by Aaron Hasler. This was set last Saturday night. That was in the past. It doesn't say how far in the past, but it follows this girl who went to this party on Saturday, and on Sunday she was very sore. She couldn't remember anything that happened, and then she starts investigating what happened at her friend's party, and I think there's going to be trigger warnings for rape and assault. I haven't read it, so I don't know for sure, but that is just my assumption. Then Which Witch is Witch, featuring witches or zombies. For this one I picked witches. Coven by Jennifer Dugan and Kit Seaton. This was sent to me by the publisher, so thank you to the publisher for sending it my way. This is a graphic novel about witches, and it follows this girl named Esme who lives in California, but her family is moving to New York because her coven in New York is being like murdered, and her family thinks that if they go, they're strong enough to kind of protect them. And so it has like the, young adult teen angst in it, but it also has like the witchy vibes, and I'm excited for it. Then there's Go Away Ghost Ship, features pirates. Then there's Go Away Ghost Ship, features pirates. I'm doubling up for The Rattled Bones by S.M. Parker on this one. Then Spooky Space Kook, set in space, The Martian, by Andy Weir. This is a sci-fi thriller. I think it's an isolated thriller. But this guy is basically sent to Mars and somehow his whole crew dies. So he's like out in space alone. And I think he dies. But I heard this is really funny. A Night of Fright is No Delight, set in a castle. So for that one, I'm going to pick Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This is the second in a duology, so go me on my series. I think it's also LGBT rep, and I believe it's like this girl falls in love with the princess and then they give her etiquette lessons. And then That Snow Ghost. That Snow Ghost, a Snowy Atmosphere. So for this one, I'm picking The Murder Game by Carrie Doyle. Want to come out and play? So this follows Luke and his friends who are hanging out in the woods behind his private boarding school. And the next day, one of the teacher's wives is found murdered where they were hanging out. But of course he doesn't go tell anyone that he was there. He just starts investigating. But it takes place in eastern Connecticut in October. So I feel like it's a very high possibility that it could snow in eastern Connecticut. I've never been there, but I hear there's snow there. Does it snow in October? I'm guessing yes, but I don't know for sure. I'm still counting this. Is there snow in this book? I don't know. I haven't read the book. But it's possible. It's possible that the setting is snowy because it takes place in a snowy part of the world. Let's count how many books we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 books on the Scooby Doo TBR. Plus all the other TBRs that I'm doing. I think I'm slightly crazy. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're new around here, where we always talk about bookish things. And I will see you guys probably with one more TBR this one, because, you know, why not?